I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. I would like to welcome to the podcast Priscilla the Doll. Hi.
Hi, it's nice to be here.
Please introduce yourself to everybody.
Of course. Hello, everyone. I am Priscilla. I am obviously a doll. My doll body doesn't have anything like super spooky inside. Don't worry about it, chat. I definitely will not morph into something more interesting and terrifying as I gain power. Just don't worry about it and continue to love me and adore me.
Oh, that sounds very pleasant enough. Surely there's no worries there.
No, not at all.
No, if you don't mind, I'm going to keep the light very much on while we do this interview.
No, that's fair. It's good to be able to see.
So Priscilla, when did you get started with the VTuber stuff?
Oh, honestly, just last year.
Yeah.
I'm very new to this. I'm learning as I go, a lot of things.
Yeah. Did you? Was it something that you wanted to do for a while, or was it kind of spur of the moment? You want to give it a shot?
Well, I've always kind of wanted to do online stuff, but I didn't really want my face out there. So I've just been, I just plod around on the internet with some blogs and stuff, just doing my thing, sharing fan stuff that I liked.
Yeah.
And then I noticed VTubing coming up, and I look into it, and I'm like, this might be it.
This is so cool to talk to folks about this, because there are folks that of course, a very stripe to come in, which is one of the great things about being able to interview everybody, and to hear that basically you were almost waiting for this technology to show up.
I was, yeah.
And it just says, "Oh, here we go," and you step into it like a new car smell, and there off you go.
Yeah, it was honestly kind of miraculous. I was like, this is what I've been waiting for.
So was there anybody that you were watching before then, or anybody that you were watching, and then the light came on in your head? Particularly.
Well, I must say that my favorite VTuber is the beautiful, perfect Hololive Marine. The beautiful pirate lady. She is my favorite for many reasons.
She is hilarious. But one obviously she's a very good singer, very very good singer. But she's also very funny.
Yeah, she's incredibly skilled at a lot of different things. It's amazing.
Yeah. It really is something to see. And so that mean that you're going to be doing a lot of singing and covers and everything for us?
I would like to, yeah. I would. I've got like a list of songs that I think would be really good for my character.
Yeah.
That I've got going on that I think would be very enjoyable. I could give you guys a sneak peek and tell you one of them.
Yes, please.
Let me pull up my little saved list for you guys.
Oh, Priscilla's got everything in a neat, orderly fashion ready to go.
I like to organize things so when I'm not able to work on stuff, I have things sorted. Ready to go, you know?
I don't know anything like that.
Oh,
I am not.
This is one of the ones I'd love to work on.
Yeah.
So the group is called Phantom Sita.
Oh.
Sita with 2 I's.
Okay.
Phantom Siita.
Okay.
And the title of the song is Just Wanna XXXX You. This isn't the horny one. It's the other one. It's Just Wanna Kill You.
Oh, okay. Okay,
and it's very fun. The vocals are energetic and interesting. It's J-pop.
Okay.
And it's very fun. I recommend it immensely. I enjoy like kind of dark music that's also mean.
Yeah.
But bouncy.
Mean fun music.
Yeah. It's a fun little sector of sound.
That's it. I was thinking you talking about dark stuff. I was thinking gothic. Like, well, no, fun doesn't fall under gothic.
A lot of gothic stuff is really sad.
Yeah.
And that's not really my vibe.
Yeah.
That I want to put out there. It's okay to be a sad vibe.
Yeah.
People get sad. That's okay, but it's not for me.
Yeah. Well, you can tell that just by talking to you, for crying out loud. I mean, that's
Oh,
such a bouncy voice you have. It's really nice. It's really
oh, thank you.
very welcoming.
Thank you.
Have you found it very easy to interact with chat since you got started?
Yeah, it's not too difficult for me, honestly.
No.
I have been online for most of my life, so I know a lot of like how there's like different ways of people talk online. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's the sarcasm, there's the sometimes people capitalize different words for emphasis, things
Right.
like that.
Right.
I'm quite well versed in that,
Mm-hmm.
and I can read a lot of text quite easily.
Mm.
So it's not as difficult as I think it can be for other people, which is nice.
Yeah. 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 That is no. It's almost like reading scripts that you
Yeah,
might get it.
yeah.
Yeah, we used to get those in our in my old radio days. We had we'd have 30 and 60-second scripts for commercials or promotions or something like that we'd have to read and record over and over and over again, um, because I'd get it wrong over and over and over again. Uh,
Oh
and
God.
there were
I'm
always
just imagining it.
yeah, especially when you what the greatest part was getting a 45 seconds of copy for a 30-second commercial. Ooh.
Oh yes.
Yep. And then boss says, just do it as fast as you can. Okay, well, whatever you get, you get.
Oh.
But they had emphasis and de-emphasis and that types of things
Mm.
in there in that type of a script. Um,
Yes, yes. They put that sort of like they put that in actual scripts where they write emphasize this bit and don't emphasize this bit. It's the same sort of thing as the way certain people talk online.
yeah, yeah. And it's very if you know how to do that, and if you're writing your own type of material, if you can set up your own uh, keys, I guess that's the best way to put it, or cues. That's right. That's what I was looking for. Cues in that it makes it a lot easier to read. And since you've mentioned that,
Oh,
are you open to try with voice actor work?
I'm not opposed.
Mm.
I'm not experienced at all. I'm a lot less confident in that because I know it takes you have to put emotions in your voice that aren't necessarily what you as a person are feeling.
Yes, yes. Like
So I
like
probably need to get a bit more experience before I properly get into it. But I'm not opposed to
yeah. Oh well,
it.
I think with that voice and with especially with the uh, history of, as you said, reading copy with the inflections and that type of thing. I think that would be something that would be you'd be really good at. Um, so so I'm putting my endorsement, whatever that means, on you giving it
Thank
a
you.
shot. But with that and with the obviously wonderful personality that you have, and that has it been easy for you to draw a base of audience that are coming back for you?
I must say, I took quite a big break over the holidays
Mm.
because I got a bit of a boom in support when I just started out, and I was like, oh, I need to do something. I need
Mm.
to start doing events, even though it's been like what felt like minutes. I wasn't ready for it. Kind of crashed and burned those.
Ah.
People have been nice about it, but I'm still like, okay, that was a bit quick. I should have taken my time more. I, yeah, I am shocked at how quickly I have gotten support. It's been really pleasant.
Mm.
Um, I take a bit of it from the fact that before I started streaming myself,
Mm.
I got in contact with a lot of VTubing communities and built connections.
Mm. So you set it up a little bit.
Yeah, I did a
Yeah. Well, there's
bit.
nothing wrong with it. That's perfectly fine. I mean, that's
Yeah.
a great marketing move. Uh, and I've got to find a different word than marketing for this because
No, I know. It sounds so cold, but
it does, but it's really what you were doing is basically marketing. But
yeah.
it does set people up and does lay the seeds for um, somebody getting interest. And and it can make it very much easier for you to get started on a small foundation.
It has helped a bit. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but I actually got my first payout this month,
Ooh.
and I was shocked again at how quickly it happened. I
Yeah.
don't expect to get it every month.
Yeah.
Some of that, a fair amount of that was bits that friends gave me.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
And I was like, that's not manageable. It
still though, I mean, it's nice to get that sort of
is
feedback.
very nice. Yeah.
So was that?
Speaking personally,
Yeah. Go ahead.
sorry?
Go
Yeah.
ahead. Go ahead.
Speaking as someone, because I am infamously quite disabled, I'm unable to hold down a regular job.
Uh-huh.
This has been a huge weight off to have that promise that I can supplement myself a bit.
That's excellent. That's I mean, it's not excellent that you're in that situation. That's not
No, I
what I
know.
meant.
I know.
It's excellent that you have this available to you and you're able to take advantage of it at least a little bit so far, and we'll I imagine we'll definitely continue to do and up more and up. Um, how when you got that and when you realized that there were people coming back for you, um, was it a big uplift? Was it a feeling of fulfillment? Um,
It was a lot. It
yeah.
was a lot. I could feel myself tearing up from joy, and amazement. Um, I could feel like a weight off my shoulders,
Yeah.
very real, almost physically.
Mm, yeah.
So much tension left my body because my condition causes me to generate a lot of tension in my body. So I could feel it, a lot of it just oozing out of me and actually relaxed.
Excellent.
And it was immensely shocking.
Mm,
First of all,
yeah.
given the speed.
Yeah.
The speed is crazy.
Yeah. It did.
Um,
But what you're saying, it happened
yeah.
pretty fast.
It was ridiculous. I was like, this isn't the norm. Something's going on here. Am I
What?
being pranked? What's going on? Hello.
Well, I mean, sometimes it just happens where yeah, I know that you set the everything up just a little bit, but it's still you can do all that you want and come out with you know a big pile of garbage and nobody's going to do anything about it. I mean, and
Mm.
people aren't still going to come back. It still comes down to what you're doing when you are on the stream, and obviously people are enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm very glad to have that knowledge that what I'm doing is working in a sense.
Yeah, that's working in a lot of senses, isn't it? I mean, it's
Yeah.
not just working for the audience, but it's working for you too.
Mm. I don't I don't get out of the house often either, so it's been very good for my social abilities.
Yeah,
I've been enjoying being able to chat with people and connect with people a lot.
all over the world,
Yeah, yeah.
which is still floors me. I mean, from being an old radio guy, I've said this 100 times probably that in the '80s when I first started radio, if I was to talk to somebody in another country, it would have cost $1 billion because of phone costs, and it would have sounded
Oh
like
yeah.
sounded like garbage.
Yeah, it wouldn't be worth it for the radio
No, it
because
wouldn't.
it wouldn't sell to the listeners.
And my boss would skin me alive on the air for trying to do something like that. Um, but it wouldn't be the first or last time. The
Oh well.
the the technology being here is astounding for an old guy like me, but for folks to be able to pick it up and use it and communicate makes the world extremely small, um,
Yes,
which
yes, it does.
which is a little scary, but also amazing at the same
Mm.
time. After doing this for a while, has that newness or amazement has that become the norm for you, or do you still feel that when you turn the mic on?
I think it's always going to be shocking
Mm.
because I like to consider it sort of the entertainment industry, right?
Right.
it is not consistent to be a profitable entertainer. So it is always shocking when you have another year of success, no matter like your fame.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Drake Drake is immensely famous, but I don't know how profitable he is these days.
Yeah.
Things like that. It's being an entertainer can be quite tricky, and it's always shocking how much reach this particular style has.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And the definition of success is varies per person, of
Oh
course.
yeah.
I would imagine that given what you've told me and how everything got started, that we can't call what you've done so far anything but successful. I mean, you
Yeah.
pretty much you didn't even imagine you'd be in where you are now when you started, right?
No, like the general time frame I've seen from people who do eventually get noticed is like 2 years.
Yeah, yeah, and
And I was like, okay, I can probably do this for 2 years, and if I'm not getting anywhere by then, I will have to look for other options
mm,
because of my situation. But yeah, it's 2 years sounds reasonable for starting in this sort of industry.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And given the amount of people that are doing it now and that sort of thing,
Yeah, it's almost oversaturated, honestly.
yeah, I don't know whether it is or not,
No,
um,
I
because the
mean I don't have the data, obviously.
yeah, well, the if it was a finite market, like
Mm,
radio used to be, there's only a certain amount of people that were going to be able to listen at any period of time in your area. I would agree, but this isn't finite. And there's still a lot of people out there who are potential listeners and watchers that haven't been tapped yet. Um, so the pool could be bigger and bigger and bigger when it goes in. So I don't know where the saturation is going to hit. Um,
no, it's hard to say.
you know,
It's
but
hard to say.
we'll see if Of course, there's always you never know what the future is going to bring with technology and stuff. But um, I think there's so much potential for it to continue and grow, even if it's not super well noticed by the general public. Uh,
Mm,
it's still got a really good potential to keep growing for a good while.
no, no. The fact that even though it's not a general public thing at this stage,
Mm,
there are whole conventions dedicated to hosting VTubers.
oh yeah, yeah.
It's like that kind of speaks for how big it is.
Hmm. And the folks who are really into it are really into it, obviously.
Mm,
And that's something to take advantage. I'm really looking forward to seeing how the whole thing matures and grows into a a known industry. It's going to be interesting to see that. But that aside, you've gotten into a situation here where not only is it potentially going to be a source of living for you, at
mm.
least some, but as you said, it takes so much stress off of you.
Yeah.
It's kind of therapy for you in the meantime.
It's, I mean, obviously, with any health condition, if you're stressed, it's going to get worse.
Right.
So it's good in that sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what is it that reduces the stress for you? Why are you so comfortable? I mean, right now you sound really comfortable and very. I'll get into that in a second. But what makes it comfortable for you?
um, I like that I have control, some level of control.
Mm,
A lot of socializing out in the world has these barriers of expectations.
right.
Um, like even just going into the general workforce, they don't particularly enjoy it if you want to be able to sit down for most of your shift,
Mm-hmm.
or they don't particularly like it if you need to have breaks like every 10 minutes.
Oh yeah.
or if you can only do shifts for like 4 hours and like that's twice a week.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, there's a lot more limitation out in the IRL world. And even though I'm talking to you in your Discord and in your space, I'm in my room
Right.
and I control that space.
Yes.
I have all my items of comfort. It's exactly made up so that I can be comfortable. And this improves a lot.
It does. It does. Yeah. And given your situation, um, uh, it's like it's like going into a lounge
Yeah.
in a in that situation. But the way that you present it and the way that it's so easy to talk to you and your obvious personality, it is, I imagine, extremely comfortable for the listeners as well. The way it's presented, the way you present yourself, even though
I
you're
hope so.
even though
I
you,
do hope so. I have had a few people who have said that my voice is nice and that they want me to do ASMR,
mm,
but that's about it.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, there's always that script reading.
Mm,
It's a YouTube thing that you might be able to do. I've interviewed a lot of folks who
yeah.
have these types of voices, and it's in different voices, but all calming type of voices. Um,
Yes.
and folks who don't have sharp edges on their voices, it does make a big difference. Um, but again, so many people. It's your mileage may vary with all of this stuff. Um,
Oh, yeah. Everyone has preferences,
yeah,
obviously.
yeah. Now that you're, you know, kind of quickly established a little bit,
Mhm.
what is the next frontier for you as far as your streaming? What would you
Oh,
like to do that you haven't been able to do yet?
oh gosh. Um, I would like to, well, at the present stage, I want to get back in scheduling my streams. I
Hmm.
was going to post one of my schedules for the year
Hmm.
for this coming month, February,
Okay,
just on my Blue Sky today after the interview, actually.
cool,
And I was going to start putting weekly schedules up again,
good.
which would be very good. People love that consistency.
Yeah, yeah, they do. They
And
do.
I'm also planning to set up a Discord so people get those notifications and things.
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do with your Discord? I mean, what type of
Uh,
vibe do you want? Do you want a certain uh,
hmm.
concept or just kind of place where everybody can hang out?
I kind of want a place where people can hang out. I would like to do horror movie nights with the server, actually.
Cool.
I've been doing that with a friend server, but they're not into gore, so I'm quite limited. They like horror, but only psychological, and that's fine.
Yes.
But I'm a bit limited, and I'd like to show off movies that are very me as well.
Yes. just
I
just a reminder, everybody. It's Priscilla is just a perfectly normal doll. Nothing inside to worry about.
oh yeah,
And don't worry about the
normal
gore
humans
part.
love horror.
That's right.
Famously, they're the ones that make it.
That's
I'm
right.
fine.
Just don't bring up any sharp objects. Everything is fine. Uh, so
One of them. Hmm? Sorry.
go ahead.
One of the movies I can't currently watch with friends because it's a bit gory. I would say.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to remember one. Probably the Japanese movie Audition.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
It's
Uh,
quite. I'll give you the basic premise. I'll give you the basic premise. So this director, he has lost his wife. It's
mhm.
been a couple of years. She's dead. He has a son, and he wants to remarry, but he
Oh,
doesn't know how to remarry, and he doesn't want to marry anyone old,
okay.
even though he is an older man in his 50s.
Boy,
The movie
we
is
just
not on his side.
we're
The
just
movie is not on his side.
yeah, we're just getting tarred all over the place, us older guys.
Oh,
He
it's okay being older. It's just odd when they specifically want to date someone in their 20s
oh,
or
yeah,
younger.
yeah, yeah. It's
Uh,
it's a it's a it's a bit of a weird vibe. Actually, it's a lot of a weird
Oh,
vibe when
oh,
that happens.
100%.
So
And
he's
his film guy friend sets up like a pretend audition for a movie,
mm,
and he's actually using it to find his friend
mm,
a new wife, basically.
okay.
Um, yeah,
Uh,
and the woman he kind of sets his sights on, she doesn't she doesn't treat him too pleasantly. I'll say that much. She's a bit more demanding than he's expecting.
yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And things happen from there.
Yes.
Mm.
His son does make it out alive. I will say that. The son didn't do anything wrong. He's
And
okay.
the son is fine. He's fine, but not
Yeah, yeah.
but no spoilers the rest of the way. So
No, no.
would that be one of them that you would screen or
I would like to if I can get some people into my circle, my Discord server that would enjoy gore and some almost torturous aspects.
hearing that voice say that just bends my mind all over the place.
Oh, that's lovely. That's a compliment to me. I love that.
It really does. It's like oh, by the way, gore and slashing. Like, oh, what who would say what? That's really it's really cool. It's just it's a home run for you. It there is other than being able to put as much time and effort and that you'd like into it. I can't see from here any downside for you. I mean, is it? Have you found any stumbling blocks on the way so far?
Um, I do need to update my tech a bit. I won't lie.
Yeah. Well, there's that, but
But that's mostly the case with a lot of people who are in the scene anyway.
yes.
Um, Stumbling blocks. I have had to in the past. I won't name names, but I have had to very. This happened over one night, basically.
Mm,
I worked very quickly, but I have had to exclude someone from a specific friend groups because of their behavior.
mm,
And they were quite inappropriate. And it really makes you realize that even if someone presents as pleasant and they're just a little bit needy or something,
mm-hmm,
they can actually be dangerous.
mm. Oh yeah,
And you're not
absolutely,
seeing it in the moment.
absolutely. Unfortunately, um, we've had to take that little action here recently as well, and we're doing this in
Mm,
the last part of January, and I can tell folks and the folks that I interview that that won't be tolerated in
no.
this particular channel. But that's for another day. That's for another day.
Yeah.
Um, so have you been somebody who's I mean, you always want to be online, but have you been somebody who's been comfortable with sharing your talents with people before you did this, or has this been an effort for you?
This has been like a very forced growing of confidence.
Mm.
I
Well, yeah,
I was not confident showing any of my skill.
yeah,
I My family aren't bad people, they're just very stoic.
yeah.
And that comes across as them not praising
Mm,
a lot of things that you do, unfortunately.
mm. Yeah, that's
Um
tough sometimes. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's can be quite rough, especially when you can be like sensitive to that sort of thing.
Right, right. Yeah,
And this is
there's
just
some things that
yeah.
just don't heal very quickly,
No.
and
So I have just sort of forced myself. I took inspiration from my cat, who has a massive ego.
yes, they do.
And they do. She's practically the ruler of the house in a
Yes,
very real way.
yes. One of our nine cats is very much the diva, and she
9.
nine cats. Yes, she is very much the diva. She will not share anything with any of the other cats. Um,
Oh, I love it.
she's very pleasant to my wife and I, and loves to get attention. But There's one other cat who a smaller cat that kind of follows her footsteps. It's like a
Oh,
mini her, but won't is a diva on her own, but won't she won't quite acknowledge them.
oh, she's allowing them in her presence. It's
Yeah,
very generous of
yes,
her.
yes. And then when I hear screams and somebody running about, I know which cats it is. It's her and
Oh,
whoever
yes.
whoever violated her space.
Honestly, I respect it. She's setting very clear boundaries, very clear ground rules, and she's not backing down.
That would be our cat Bug, who is named Bug
Oh,
because of um, lightning bugs, which are very common here in the middle of the United States, that have glowing tails at night. She's all gray, completely gray, except for the very
ooh.
end of her tail is white, pure white. So she's got a lightning bug behind. So she was originally lightning bug. Now she's just bug or bugaloo, which in some cases. Um, but yeah,
Mm.
but she's one of 7 that showed up at our door when we already had 2. Yay! Lots of cat food and changing litter boxes uh, for me. Um, but the whole concept here is such a fit for you apparently. If it wasn't here, if it was 20 years ago, and of course this wouldn't have been possible, what would your outlet have been? Or would you have been able to come up with an outlet for all of this?
Quite honestly, I probably wouldn't have.
Hmm.
It's a very unique space,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't think if there's anything out there that is similar enough that I would be able to use.
Mm. You might be doing a lot of because 20 years ago there was definitely a lot of chat stuff going on. It's not the same.
Mm.
Uh, Although I can say it can be just as equally toxic.
Oh, 100%.
A lot less fun and all of the toxic. Uh,
Yes.
but that's another thing too is that folks are taking advantage of it and are no matter what the circumstances here at the right time for it.
Yes.
Which
I've been incredibly lucky. I will never discount the fact how lucky I've been.
mhm. Yeah, and with that, it does sound like you're not taking it for granted and taking it to heart, putting the work into it, having plans and enjoying the fact that you're able to do that, and people who are coming back are enjoying it too. It's a win-win-win-win for everybody.
Yes, I'm very happy about it. It's yeah, I will never forget how lucky it is.
Yeah,
That's an ever-present awareness.
yeah, yeah. It's yeah. So when I tune into one of your streams, what will you be doing?
Um, well, for the coming week, I'm planning to finish the game Bramble and the Mountain King. Last time we played, we were like very, very near the end, so it might be the finale.
Yeah, what's that game about?
Um, it's very fun game.
Mm.
It's very much Slavic
Mm.
folk tales,
Oh,
trolls that eat kids, that sort of thing, fairies that are mean and hurt people.
yeah, the real grim fairy tales.
Yes, very much so.
Mm.
And I'm getting a sense from it that there's some funny time passing issues. Like when you go in the fairy realm and those things,
Yeah.
time goes so fast
Oh.
in the real world that when you
Ah.
come out, it's been millions of years.
Oh
I'm
no.
getting the sense that that's happening in this game.
But you're getting near the end, so folks, you have to tune in to what Priscilla's got going on for that. And
Yeah.
do you have an idea what you're coming up with next?
Um, I think I will also try and finish the visual novel Salome's Kiss, which I had started as well.
Ah, There's a lot of stuff out
It's
there that
a
I don't know about.
lovely lesbian gothic
Yeah.
visual novel by the incredible Ebihime. I'm a huge fan of her work.
Excellent, excellent.
Shout out.
Yeah. So with those novels, do you when I watch folks doing the visual novels, it's kind of a it's definitely a more of a book or a movie type thing to me than really a game, because it kind of funnels you toward one ending.
Some of them.
Yeah.
Some of them have like routes and choices, especially the dating ones.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
But this one is one single path. Yes.
yes. Yeah. So you enjoy that sort of thing, being someone who does write and being someone who does plays video games online for people. Have you thought about doing something like that yourself?
I have a little bit. I have a sort of jokey idea. Like, I like to make up alt concepts for my character a lot, just as a fun little design exercise.
Yeah.
I've got a few rattling around in my brain. And I was I was thinking about doing a very short one based on the masculine Priscilla.
Okay. All
as
right.
like, for those who know about classic, very, very classic Otome games, which is the ones where you play as a girl and you romance men.
Yeah.
You remember the very, very classic ones, guys. You remember how the men were all quite toxic and that was part of the fun.
Yeah. Yes, most of us are.
Yes. It would be one of those.
Yeah.
I would not be pleasant and unproblematic in that.
Yeah.
And I am tempted to give two routes, one where you don't make it out alive and one where you do.
Yeah.
But I need to finish that alternative design first, obviously.
Yeah. So you haven't been just thinking about it. You've been putting it together.
Oh, I love plotting and scheming immensely.
Well, I got to say this. It's absolutely wonderful to talk with you and get to know you here.
Yes.
Everything. I'm glad things are looking good for you. Considering what you're going through and how your situation.
Yeah.
But again, people aren't the product of their circumstances. They're the triumph that emerges from those circumstances. And
I love that.
Yeah, and it sounds like you're a triumph to me. And,
I certainly hope so.
And that puts a little pressure on you.
Oh, just a bit.
Yeah,
just a bit. I have to constantly make new things, that's all.
Sounds like that's not going to be a problem for you. Really.
Yeah.
Folks, you got to check out to see what Priscilla's got going on. Don't mind the knife. It's just a prop.
I will say I am an 18+ channel, so any of you lovely minors, if I find out you're in there, I will have to time you out.
Yes.
You can come back when you're 18, but just for your own safety and for my safety, I will let people know that.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Please, folks, don't ruin it for everybody else while doing that stuff.
You can come right in when it's your 18th birthday. It's fine.
Yeah, that's right. Open arms. Open arms. Just make sure you see what's in the hands of those arms when you.
Oh yeah.
Priscilla, it's such a great chance to talk with you, and I please keep in touch and let me know what's happening with the channel and with yourself, because it sounds like this is such a wonderful opportunity for not just you but for us to get to know you.
Yeah. I need to get more active in the chat in the server. I have been so busy. I keep forgetting.
Yeah. So we're going to have you back on soon. Okay.
I'd love to.
Please, folks. Priscilla the Doll will have all the links in the description for this interview, and so happy to talk to you tonight. Thank you so much for coming on.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.